What is up, guys? It's your boy Delano, and I'm super excited today because I just recently got the opportunity to sit down with a successful businessman and get some more insight and advice from him on how to build my business and what things to look for. And I'm sharing that with you guys today. Let's get started.
Alright. Jeez.
Okay, he gave me 9 things that we're going to focus in and attack. And these 9 things are put in a way so you guys can go do them for your business right now. The very first thing that he taught me was you can't do this alone. You got to have the right support system. You got to have the right people in your circle that's going to be pushing you in the right direction of where to go. This is super crucial for beginners because this is going to be the first thing of you actually having support to go do it. Again, it's going to be a lot of grind and a lot of hard work for you to do, but this as a backbone is going to be super crucial, and especially for some of the other points that we're going to bring up. The second thing he said is you have to have the ability to evaluate. You got to step back and kind of look through what it is that you do well as your business and what it is that you need to improve on so that way you can provide more value to the marketplace. Now, how do you do this as a beginner? You got to focus in on what it is that you actually want to do and where you want to go, and then look at the progress and the work that you're doing to get there. Some stuff you're going to have to cut out so that way it's a lot faster. Other stuff you're going to have to keep so that way you can keep the momentum going. Now, the third thing that he shared with me was you have to have the ability to study your market. Again, we talked about this on the channel before. You knowing your market is super crucial. And he gave me an example of when his market was taking a shift at the beginning of his business and he was losing money. He had to look at the demand of where the market was going and what the customers wanted. And he was able to make that shift and increase his money and make huge profit margins because he was able to pivot. You got to understand what it is your market is doing, what is it your customers want, and where their focus and attention is Now, speaking of intention, the very next thing that he shared with me is the power of marketing. Marketing is super crucial because you have a product, a service, a brand that you want other people to see, use, or get value from. But the only way they can do that is if you have the attention, if you have the eyeballs, so that way they can spend money with you and they can use your products. And that's how you increase your revenue. Now, understanding marketing, you have to realize that there's so many different avenues for our social media, internet, blogs, other stuff that you can use to gain more customers. The key is what do your customers want and what platforms or what marketing tool would reach them the best. So do a deep dive into what your customers like, where they're at, and what they do on a regular basis so that way you can best target them. Now, once you realize the marketing key point is, again, one of my favorite things, which is the relational aspect. And he talked about how his relationships helped him build the brand and the business that he has today. And he said that in some of his earlier businesses still has a high reputation and people still ask for it, even though he's switched in models and moved over because of the reputation and relationships he was able to build at that time. Now, by no means am I saying go and be friends with absolutely everybody, because that's just not true. There's going to be some people that you just don't get along with, that don't align with your principles, your goals, and your mission. But strategically building those relationships with those people that are good for your brand, that are good for your business, is going to be super crucial. And you got to realize too, when you build relationships, it's a two-way street. So you can't just go into a relationship always getting advice and stuff like that. You have to sometimes give it away as well. But relationship is what helped me get this conversation and provide this value for you guys today. So I'm a huge component of building relationships, having people in your corner that can evaluate your brand and your business from a relationship standpoint. And again, open your horizon. Every relationship doesn't have to either be in your industry or directly correlate to what you're doing. It can be somebody doing things completely on the opposite. I've built relationships with people that are on YouTube that are doing movie content. They don't have nothing to do with business. Some of them are doing basketball content or working out content. But I was able to build those relationships because of having the connection and getting to those spaces, go to networking events, go to your local meetups, go to big events, so that way you can build relationships. Now, this is one of my favorite aspects because he talked about this very deeply, and he talked about having a plan. I think a plan is super crucial because it allows you to understand where you're going, especially in the beginning. If you don't have a roadmap or have an idea of where you want to go, you're going to be spinning your wheels and you're not going to be getting anywhere, and you're going to be doing it fast. You want to make sure that you have a strategic plan and where you're going and a place to look at just in case you get lost, and understand why and what it is you're doing this for in the first place. A plan does just that for you. And again, this plan will be changed. You can change it. Sometimes you're going to want to grow even bigger. Sometimes you're going to bring in partners and other people that's going to help you, and they can grow that plan or tweak it or do things to it where it's really narrowed down to what you want. So in the beginning, don't harp on this too much. Just get something down of where your goals are, what you want to do, and how you want to help people, and then put it on paper. And that's going to be able to get you to take you farther and where you want to go. Now, after you build that plan, you have a tool that's going to allow you to hire the right people. My business friend told me that when he blew up and did all this stuff and did amazing things with his brand and his company was because he was able to hire the right people to put into that place. And this goes again along with the first one, right? Having that support system and having those people to help guide you, because you're using that compound interest of getting people around you and making it go turn faster. These people are going to be able to put in extra hours that you can't put in. These people are going to be able to give you ideals and concepts, and you're ultimately going to be able to grow faster and move faster and get to your goal quicker when you hire the right people. Again, every smiling face is not going to be someone that's going to help your business grow. So you have to be strategic when you're picking these people to be in your business, because the people you hire are the heartbeat of your company. And what that means is they're the people that's going to keep the engine running and keep the blood flow coming into your communities and into your brand. So if you don't hire the right people and they're just taking life out of your business, it's not going to be crucial, and it's going to ultimately slow you down. So be very strategic and be very thoughtful about who you want to help you build your brand and who you want to work with you and beside you to make that dream come true. Now, this is one that he also talked about being very important, and that's the partners, the people that you bring on with you. Now, this is a little different from the people that you hire, because a partner is someone that may have equal rights with you or may be a leader in your actual company. This could be a CEO, this could be a business partner, a founder, and you need to make sure that you are in a healthy relationship with these people and that they're going where you want to go. Because nothing is going to tear a business apart like two separate minds that aren't cohesive and working together. He shared that at the beginning of one of his companies that he had a partner that was trying to undermine him and take the company away from him. You have to, when you run into these things, dissolve them quickly, because you don't want these relationships to carry on and go further if they're only causing detriment to your business and your brand. And I've even run into this with a couple of my businesses where I picked partners too quickly and I wasn't able to align with them, and we didn't end up keeping the business going, and they took time away from me, they took money from me, and they took a lot of resources. So being strategic and understanding when it is that you need to get a partner. Now understand this, some people are going to have partners right away. Some of them are going to be founders and they're going to help you build the business. Other people watching this video, you're going to find partners along the way, and you're going to bring them in later to speed your process up to help your business run more efficiently. So take your time with this and understand you got to really know that person before they come in this together and you build this huge business and this brand together. Because ultimately, when you take on these people, they're also the face of your company and your brand as well as you are. Now, last but not least is your structure, your legal structure. You have to sit down with your legal team and get this under wraps as quickly as possible. Now, some of you guys have businesses and you already are growing on a scale. You may need to get them in now so that way you can built it and get it around where you want. So that when you're making money and you're doing everything that's compliant with your state, with your country, wherever you are, and that way you can make those profits and make them safely. This is going to be a huge burden that's going to be off of your shoulders if you do it early. Now, doing it early is going to be a way quicker and easier process because you don't have a lot of revenue coming in. You don't have a lot of employees. So when you set that structure up first, it's going to be able to give you that foundation for building and growing and growing and growing. And when you do that too, you don't have the worries or other stuff that you have that you're not doing it legally and you're following all the guidelines of your communities and your businesses. So get with your professionals, your lawyers, your attorneys, and your industry professionals to help you set up that stuff the way you need to set it up. Guys, that is it. I'm super grateful for this conversation that I had with my business friend because he was able to give me a lot of insight that I love that I get to share with you guys. If you guys have any other questions or anything you think that should be added to this list, let me know in the comments. And then go through and go back and see which one is your top pick. What does your business need right now? And which one are you doing the best that you don't need to focus on? And which one are you doing the worst where you say, hey, I need to clean this area up? I want to hear from you guys, and I'm thankful for you guys watching. So go ahead and hit the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with a friend and a potential partner so that way we can grow our community together. And as always, let's get to work.